What's up guys, Ben here from Blue Ladder, and I just want to talk to you today about a little tool that I got. And I got it because I do a lot of water fed pull, especially for maintenance cleans, and it looks really great for commercial storefronts. Xero came out with this from Window Cleaning Resource about a year and a half ago, and so I was always intrigued about it. Mostly because you can put an old, well, this is an old one, but ideally you don't want to use an old one. I'm just using this as an example, but a walnut pad. And it actually sticks to the Velcro quite well. Now, it doesn't fit perfectly. It overhangs the side. Got about, if you have it centered, about an inch total difference. But if you're just in a pinch and you need a scrub, you got some calcium deposits you're dealing with, it can get the job done with that. And I would say the other reason why I got it is because they have a bonus where you can get all the different sleeves that Maker uses. Every single one of them come in one package for about 180 bucks for the whole thing. It doesn't come with these, you gotta buy them separate, but I would definitely advise them. Now, what I found out so far is that, like, I started using, this is the first one, this is the one that's has the most scrubbing power of all, other than maybe this one. But I don't really like this because, you know, if you have it on there, scrubbing a piece of window at the top inch only gets the soft fibers. So this one, try to give you a closer look, it has the little, I don't know if it's made out of vinyl or what type of plastic, but those actually have a lot, like a significant amount of scrubbing power. And so this is by far my favorite sleeve. And then this one is the softest, but it holds the most water. So whether you're looking to get the Maker sleeve, which I have the Maker sleeve, this is the 10-inch, I don't even know what they call it, but it's the little Velcro thing. You can put it over any type of handle. Now, I do have a Maker handle. I don't really like the Maker handle that much, so I just bought the sleeve and put it on there so that when I got all the different Maker sleeves that are 10-inch, well, I went ahead and got a handle that would go with it. But I got it for this, and that's what we're talking about today. So I would say when I use this sleeve, it's very, very heavy. Kind of surprised me. So I actually used, you know how you have multiple clips here? I did not extend the smallest section. I was worried that it wouldn't be strong enough. So this, I also upgraded to the little Xero quick connect thing, which I kind of like. I feel like they'll make it better in the future, but it works really well. So what I do like about this brush, whatever they call it, this Xero brush thing, the scrubber, it's the most versatile scrubbing head that I have run across. And it's very well made. It can be tightened or loosened a little bit, but from any angle, you can hit the glass without any issues. Works great on maintenance cleans. So I use it on a house where they don't have any screens and they have a lot of windows that are, you know, like just stacked up on top of each other, multiple panels, one on top of the other, like 4 or 5 panels high. And it did a great job. I cleaned that one every quarter. And so I only had to do a couple of swipes up and down before it was just completely coated in wet. And the rinse bar does a good job of rinsing while you're scrubbing. And so a really quick rinse afterward, and they came out spotless. So I love that aspect of it. But going more than 2 stories high would be, I feel like I'd be risking the integrity of my water-fed pole. I don't want to damage my water-fed pole just for this specific thing. So I do like it very much. I'm going to say I will not be using many of these different pads. If they made these just a little bit wider, it would be ideal. The almond pads, I'm going to see if maybe the newer ones fit better. Because I have about walnut pads. I always call them almonds. I don't know why. Nuts. I'm a nut. So walnut pads would be ideal because they're a lot lighter. They don't retain very much moisture, and that helps too. But this piece alone is already kind of weighty. So it puts a lot of drag and resistance as it is, which works great when it's on the glass because it just kind of glides up and down. It feels really great, just a little bit heavy, like I mentioned before. So these are now my favorite scrubbing sleeves for traditional cleaning, the Maker sleeves. I'm not sponsored by them. I do get, if you buy through a link with Window Cleaning Resource, I am an affiliate with them. So I get a bonus regardless of what type of tool you would order through my links. But these ones, I do really like them for trad cleaning. So I have these 10-inch ones I've never used a 10-inch mop on a daily basis until I got these, and it's doing the job. But my favorite's 14, but I do also have the 18-inch with the maker handle. I don't like the maker handles, just too wiggly. You can tighten them up a little bit, but I don't like having to do that every day. So for some reason, I always like Moorman and stuff, or the Unger Ninja handle is fantastic too. So, but anyways, back to this again. Sorry, I keep getting detoured, but I like it. I don't love it. If it was lighter and using a walnut pad that fit it better, then I would be closer to loving it. But having said that, something that's maybe half the price and does almost as good a job is one of these little guys. I don't even know what they're called, but I'll put the link in the description. They come with some of these extra pads. The Velcro on it, it holds on multiple things, but it's just a little Velcro pad. So once this starts to wear off, the Velcro can kind of get loose, or the Velcro doesn't hold it as tightly. But this does a lot of good work. You can even dip it in a chemical, something not extremely aggressive, obviously, but something like Barkeeper's Friend, where it'll give a little extra scrub if you have hard water stains in particular. That's what I was trying to think about. So I like this because it's so much lighter, a little less surface area. That's not nice. Can't beat the surface area on this guy. But the main thing is the light. So for residential, if you're going higher, this does a really good job for dirtier windows that need a little extra scrubbing. And you can put one of these on there as well. It holds just as good, but again, the width is a little bit off. So I think this is going to be one of the big cleaners in the future. One of my favorite scrubbers going forward, specifically for storefronts. Now, I don't do a lot of storefronts, but if you're also doing residential windows that are similar to a storefront with big frames where it's just large sheets of glass, this is going to be my go-to for sure. I have a few houses where they don't have any screens. They just have, it looks like a commercial glass, but it's like very high-end homes, kind of a modern look to them, where they don't have it's not like double hung or single hung windows. They're just large panes of glass. And this is fantastic for that, especially if they're well-maintained pieces of glass, because it was the fastest I've ever cleaned a piece of glass and rinsed it and actually felt like, yeah, that's not going to leave any marks behind. Because I think we might have all been there where you clean a piece of glass and you don't rinse it good enough, or little spots get left behind. That's not a good feeling. And so it took me a little while to start trusting it more, a few attempts, but now I do really like it. And the only hang up I have right now is that when you have one of these on there, it just gets so heavy that the tension that it puts on the pole is a little more than I'm comfortable with. Maybe I'll go up to about 20 feet or so without feeling too apprehensive, but I'm still going to be really careful with the angles. That way I'm not going to get too much torque on that pole. So if you have any other questions or comments, drop them below and I'll try to answer any questions, especially with regards to this particular scrubber. And also the maker pads. Maker pads are fantastic. Great for sleeves. And again, really easy to put on there and to take off. And you can transfer them onto here without any moments lost. So, and this one, I don't know what it's like. It's like the porcupine, but this is definitely the strongest scrubber, but retains a lot of water. Fantastic for traditional. Any thoughts, any ideas you guys have of how to kind of make the most of these tools? Let me know. But that's, in a nutshell, the reason I got it was, yeah, it came with all the different pads, and I was able to just get this little maker sleeve to put on another scrubber, and you're in business. So, and you can also do the almond pad on here too. So, didn't mean to make this about the maker sleeves, but it just happens, it just happens. So, guys, I'll see you on the next video. See you around.